Ahoy! This is Zdenka. Another beautiful morning. Sunrise is about to happen. Today I thought I should answer one of the most frequently asked questions, and that is, can you use EOS M50, Canon EOS M50 for professional wedding photography? Let's roll the intro. For the new faces, welcome. My name is Zdenka. Darula. I work as a photographer since 2007. I make tutorials, tech reviews and fun vlogs and creative camera challenges, so you might consider hitting the subscribe button. Here in Canada, we are in full swing when it comes to weddings. I'm also in full swing, always very busy. First of all, what do I normally shoot with during weddings? My main camera is Canon 5D Mark III. My backup camera is Canon 5D Mark I. That used to be my main camera, but now it's just backup. It's actually almost ready to go. Technology has developed so fast and it's sometimes very hard to keep up. It seems like you need to change your cameras almost every single year. With those two cameras, I'm normally using three lenses. The one is just a regular portrait lens, 24 to 105 millimeters. The second one is telephoto lens, 70 to 200 millimeters, with image stabilization f2.8. And then the third lens I'm using sometimes is Nifty 50, just a 50 millimeter lens, f1.8. For the 50 millimeter lens, I also bring macro extension tube, so I can take some of those beautiful macro shots of rings and jewelry. I also bring CPL filter for mainly the telephoto lens if I'm shooting outdoor ceremony at noon and the light is super harsh and I want to get rid of some of the highlights in the hair. And then obviously I bring two flashes with me, quite a big amount of memory cards, and it always seems like I bring too many batteries, but it's never enough, especially when it comes to AA batteries for the flashes. Last weekend I decided to take the Canon M50 with me to a wedding just because everybody is asking me the same question, if you can shoot with this camera at weddings. And it was a long wedding. I was shooting for 13 hours, so I had plenty of time to test it out. I brought three batteries with me. One is Canon brand, the other two are non-Canon. I wanted to save some money. And I didn't bring 15 to 45 millimeters lens, kit lens, because I knew it's going to perform very poorly in low light. I thought it would be kind of useless during the wedding, so I decided to bring with me Viltrox speed booster and use it with the 50 millimeter lens and also with telephoto 70 to 200 millimeters. I knew that the 50 millimeter lens will be used only here and there because I'm all about candids, those special moments, and with no zoom I simply cannot get there fast enough. I usually shoot at 70 to 200 millimeters because I can frame it right away in a camera. I can get very close on their face and I can catch that crying or smiling moment. I'm all about candids. Judgment time. So, what do I think about Canon EOS M50 when it comes to photo quality? Well, when you combine it with Viltrox speed booster and very good lens, and if you shoot during very good light, bright day, in a very good lighting conditions, the photo quality in some of the instances was actually better than my main camera, 5D Mark III. When I looked at the computer, I personally liked the photos way better. They were very crisp, very clear, nice colors, nothing wrong with it. And here I have to say one thing. When it comes to photography, it's all about the lenses. It doesn't make sense to save money and just buy cheap. If you are thinking about doing this professionally, it's always better to save money and wait and just buy one lens and then save up and then buy another good lens. I'm talking about very good lenses with very low aperture, where you get the most light in. You have fast lenses, the quality is beautiful. For example, my telephoto lens, 70 to 200 millimeters. I have that lens for 13 years now. It's a mint condition, looks like brand new, works extremely well, there's nothing wrong with it. Cameras, on the other hand, it's not really that important which camera you really have. You will be changing them down the road anyways. The technology is developing so fast, and yes, you will probably go through few different cameras during your photography years. How did the camera felt in my hands during the wedding? Well, I shoot in full manual mode. I always been. That's just the way I work. And on 5D Mark III, I know that there are two wheels. One wheel I turn, I spin and I control aperture. The other one I spin and I control my shutter speed. On Canon M50, I truthfully felt that the controlling the camera was slower. There is only one wheel which controls one thing, but the rest I had to do on the screen. So working with that camera, yes, it was slowing me down a bit. It would be faster on the 5D Mark III. But that was my experience, my feelings working with that camera first day at the weddings. I'm sure I would probably find faster way to work with that camera, but that day, my first day, I felt it was slowing me down. Let's talk about focus. I have to say here I enjoyed the small camera more, mainly because of the face tracking. Especially when it came to the candid shots and I had the telephoto lens on, I simply pressed the face and I kept it in a face tracking position, and then I was just like a sniper waiting for the perfect shot. When I was taking photo with the full frame camera with the DSLR, I have to always half press the button quite a bit before I tag the actual shot, so I have that person in focus. It felt like a new toy for me. I literally had that much fun. Let's talk about battery. Yes, that battery. I shot here and there with the M50 for getting ready photos during the ceremony. I didn't use it all the time, but once I reached 200 photos, the first battery was dead. And that's not good at all. If this would be my main camera, and I usually take about 1500 photos during 8-hour wedding, I would have to bring literally 8 batteries. With my full frame camera, I just need one for the whole day. Let's talk about the screen. The ceremony was during the day around noontime at 2 p.m. It was a very bright day, it was very harsh light. So when I was looking at the screen, I could not really see the photos. Even when I brightened the screen a bit more, I was still unsure if I had my exposure correctly. So I was looking through the viewfinder, but what I saw was very bright and colorful. Sometimes it was flickering. I really wasn't sure if I have the right shot. So here and there, when I took the photo, I had to really check the photo if it is correctly exposed, if everything is ready to go. Perhaps it's just a matter of getting used to it, but to be honest, I still prefer optical viewfinder over the digital one. Like I said, it's probably just a matter of getting used to it. The day was over and we were starting to get into the night, shooting in low light conditions. Well, let's talk about that one. I knew that if I'm gonna use the Chalk speed booster and very good quality lenses like 50mm lens and the telephoto, I would be able to keep the aperture low and the ISO as low as possible. I didn't need flash for the longest time, so I just shoot in natural light. Because I was keeping ISO very low, I was introducing only a little bit of noise. I was able to shoot ISO a little bit under 400, always under 400, but when I checked the photos on the computer, I still saw that I'm quite seeing some noise. It's not as crispy clear as the full frame DSLR. There is quite a bit of difference. So yes, this camera is producing noise, and for that reason I would say it was bothering me quite a bit. And as it got darker and darker, I had to pull out the flash. Yes, and this part I was really interested in because I really wanted to see how it's going to perform with flash, especially those dancing shots when you need to freeze the action, you need to catch that moment if they are dancing, you need a flash. I used this one I used to have Canon flashes before, but I'm finding this one does amazing job as well. It's a lot cheaper. I have 2 of them and the trigger. And here I was in trouble, literally. If I shoot on my full frame DSLR and I half press the button, there's a little red light which helps me beam, which helps me focus. On the small camera, I didn't get it. I tried to change everything in the setting, I tried to go around it, and I believe it's not there. It's not definitely focusing with this flash. Maybe if I had Canon, things would be different flash, but with this flash, it's not there. Truthfully, I didn't do much studying or testing the M50 and flashes yet. So maybe I was doing something wrong, or maybe I didn't have my settings right, but from what I saw that day, I couldn't get that. Also, during speeches and some other moments, I wanted to use just a touch of a flash, just a little bit of a flash. I like to use the ambient light a lot and just flash it just a little. Well, with the M50 and that flash, I couldn't get it. The flash was overpowering. It was flashed way too much. The person was bright, everything was dark. So I hit the end of the road for me when it came to M50 and flash. So I obviously had to grab my full frame camera from now on to get those kind of shots. And on the top of it, sometimes during the speeches, you know, when people are kind of looking into their papers, they quickly look at the audience, and again, they look into the papers. My flash needs to be quick, my camera needs to react very quick to get that tiny 1 or 2 second moment. And with the M50, it was a bit slower. I could not get it that fast. Canon M50 is entry-level vlogging camera, primarily vlogging camera. You can shoot with it during good light, so you can do all these outdoor photos, you can do family portraits, you can do portraits, I would say even fashion shots, no problem. In good light, you can shoot with it 100%. At weddings, you can use it during the day as well, you get very nice results. You will be in trouble though in the evening during low light. To use this camera as your main camera during the weddings? No. If you want to be able to do high-paying jobs, you need to pay a little bit more to get the features you need to perform the job, to do the job properly. So I would definitely go with a higher brand of camera. Something like Canon R would be probably very good. My conclusion is, bridal couples are spending thousands of dollars for live event which cannot be repeated, and they are expecting high quality work from vendors, high quality work from photographers, and it is our responsibility to have the tools we need to produce those kind of images. Well, that was my honest opinion. Hit the thumbs up button if you liked today's video. Subscribe to all future videos like these. If you have any questions, comments, or simply want to say hello, you can do so in a comment section below. You know I read it all and I always respond. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ahoy.